Yes, hello and welcome or welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. I'm of course Mr. Francy, and I'm truly honoured that you have once again chosen to join me today as we continue on with my Dear Cozy Mystery Authors videos. This is a series that I started a little while ago where we bring up a topic to discuss for cozy mystery authors. Sometimes I will ask or state, Dear Cozy Mystery Authors, please stop. Dear Cozy Mystery Authors, please start. Dear Cozy Mystery Authors, please continue, and bring up a topic to discuss. Today's topic is Dear Cozy Mystery Authors, please focus on the first 100 pages. Now, this is a massive project that I have taken a little bit of time to look into and think about what I want to discuss with this, because in my mind, the first 100 pages are incredibly integral. If you are new to the channel, hello and welcome. Your glitter pouch is on its way. When it does arrive, feel free to sparkle it into the air. Also, grab yourself something nice to eat, something good to drink. Food and drink are always good on my watch. And let's jump right on in. If you are returning, welcome back. Let's jump right on in. Dear Cozy Mystery Authors, please, for the love of all that is good, focus on those first 100 pages. Here we go. So I've taken some notes here on my phone, so if you do see me looking down, I am looking at the notes to keep me on track. But to start with this intro, I just wanted to discuss first and foremost why I wanted to bring this topic up. The first 100 pages in a cozy mystery book are incredibly integral to any reader. While as readers we are not a monolith, and not every single cozy mystery reader goes into a cozy mystery for the exact same reasons, it is almost universally the same opinion of every cozy mystery author that those first 100 pages are incredibly integral to the book. Especially, and this is a very big point to add, especially if it is the first book in the series. Now, if you are looking to pen a cozy mystery book and you have never read a cozy mystery book before, then yeah, there are definitely things to keep in mind as far as all different readers are concerned, and we will get into those in just a moment. But one of the things that you should keep in mind is that penning a cozy mystery book does become a commitment, because I am yet to read a cozy mystery standalone. Generally speaking, cozy mystery books are series that all cozy mystery authors do pen. Now, sometimes the series only has 2 books, sometimes it falls to the 3 cozy mystery book curse only. Sometimes they have 4 books, 5 books, 6 books, and then it starts getting a little bit crazy. Sometimes they have 10 books, 20 books, 30 books, 40 books, 50 books, 60 books. No, I am not kidding. In fact, there is a cozy mystery series I am currently reading called the Mysteries of Max Cozy Mystery series, which is by Nick Saint. That series currently has 98 books in its series, and no, I'm not kidding, feel free to look it up. The Mysteries of Max by Nick Saint, 98 books currently in that series. So it is a commitment. But of course, there is a big difference between penning that first book in that cozy mystery series versus penning the rest of the series. If you would like to see me do a video on Dear Cozy Mystery Authors, please focus on your first book more compared to the rest of the series, or things like that, or Dear Cozy Mystery Authors, please keep this in mind when you're penning the first book in a series, please do let me know. But that is something for you to keep in mind if you are trying to pen a cozy mystery book, is that usually it's not a 1 book commitment. It is more than 1, and therefore the first 100 pages of that very first book is even more integral to the first 100 pages of every book that comes after that first book. But in saying that, whether you are penning book number 1 in your cozy mystery series, book number 2, book number 5, book number 10, book number 20, book number 30, all of these topics that I'm going to be bringing up today are invaluable when it comes to those first 100 pages. Now, why the first 100 pages, you ask? Well, it is a good question. For those of you who do not read cozy mysteries, allow me to tell you that usually with a mass market paperback or a standard paperback, cozy mysteries will range from 250 to 300 pages. They are usually a shorter length in book page count compared to other genres like fantasy, which, for those of you who have read fantasy, may note that a 250-page book fantasy is considered incredibly short. A tome is standard, 500 pages, but then if you're going into Brandon Sanderson's world, then you may get books that are over 1,000 pages. So cozy mysteries are definitely different in that their books do tend to be a lot shorter, and therefore those first 100 pages are even more integral. But it kind of does stand to reason that any book that a reader does pick up, be it a cozy mystery or something else, that those first 100 pages are very integral. Not only are they integral to the world that you are building up, regardless of its genre, but let's keep it on cozy mysteries. Not only is it integral for that reason, but it is also integral for you keeping the attention span and commitment of the reader to reading your book and then continuing on with your series if it is the first one, or if it is your 5th or 10th one. Please don't get me wrong. I know I focused a little bit in the beginning of my intro on talking about how important that first book in a cozy mystery series is, but that 20th book is still very important with those first 100 pages, because just because a reader loves book number 1, book number 2, book number 3, book number 4, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to love book 5. And if they don't like book 5 or 6 or 7, they may end up DNFing your entire series, despite it having a really good start. So what will keep that reader hooked? Many different things, but one of the most integral things to keeping a reader going in any of the books in your series is that first 100 pages. Now, this intro has been way too long, so I'm going to jump into some examples of things that need to be focused on when it comes to those first 100 pages. So the first complaint that I do see a lot when it comes to the first 100 pages of a cozy mystery book is that the murder doesn't happen until after page 100. It feels like we're waiting forever. Oh my goodness, how much time do you have? I am currently reading this book, Ghosted by Patricia Rockwell. This is book number 4 in the Essie Cobb Senior Sleuth Cozy Mystery series. I am currently there, page 81. I'm about to start chapter 16, and we don't really have an established mystery yet in this book. I think we're heading towards it, but I have to tell you that once I got to the 20 or even 30 page mark, I was thinking, okay, what is the mystery? The problem with waiting way too long to introduce your mystery into your cozy mystery book is that your reader can potentially be distracted. If your reader is going into your cozy mystery, even partially for the mystery itself, and you haven't introduced that mystery in the first 100 pages, your reader is going to be distracted. And I can certainly say this is the case because it has happened with me. I will read these cozy mysteries and get, say, 20, 30, 40, 50 pages in. There's no mystery. And in the back of my mind, I'm going, where's the mystery? Where's the mystery? It's a cozy mystery. Where is the mystery? And it is very much distracting me from the plot that I'm trying to read because we're expecting a mystery to be there, whether we want one to be there or not. There are times I go into cozy mysteries not wanting to read it for the sake of the mystery. Sometimes I want to read it for the cozy theme, and I'll get 50 pages in, there's no mystery, and I'm thinking, okay, now I'm just annoyed. The cozy theme is really good, but where is the mystery? Why has the mystery not come up yet? So it is very integral that if you're going to wait, do not wait longer than 100 pages to introduce your mystery into your cozy book. Now, the solution for this is foreshadowing the crime or giving us mini mysteries early. A great example of this would be the Poppy McAllister Cozy Mystery series, where generally speaking, Libby Klein introduces a shortened mini mystery at the beginning of the book. Now, granted, all of her books are much longer, But in the second book in that series, the name eludes me at the moment, but in the second book in that series, we start off with a snack thief bandit, and we're trying to find out who they are. This is not the main mystery. The main mystery is a murder that's going to happen a little later on in the book. But to keep the reader enticed with a mystery, that mini mystery is introduced. A strange argument in a cafe, a neighbor acting suspicious, or a missing cat can hook us before the dead body shows up. Now, I want to put an asterisk in there. Not every single cozy mystery needs to have a dead body murder that we are trying to solve. In fact, I want to double asterisk this one. Double asterisk time, people, and say that can we start making a lot more cozy mysteries where we're not trying to solve a murder? Because I feel like that mystery trope of trying to solve the murder has been done to death, and there are a lot more creative ideas that we can come up with. But certainly, putting up a mini mystery very early on, if you are going to have your main mystery be a murder, or even if it's going to be something else, will definitely tie your reader over until you are ready to introduce that main mystery. The second complaint is too much info dumping. I'm drowning in backstory and character bios. Okay. This is integral in both your first book in your Cozy Mystery series, but also in every subsequent book. Now, I completely understand that you want to info dump as much information as you can within that first chapter of your first Cozy Mystery book, because we need to learn about your world. We want to see really good world building happening. Now, for those of you who don't read fantasy, then it's completely forgivable if you don't know what world building is, but world building is defined as anything that builds up the world of the fiction book that you are currently reading. So it is not just exclusive to fantasy. It is any fictional book that you are reading. Even if you are writing a contemporary that is very close to modern day, your world that you've created is going to vary in some way, shape, or form. Anything that you discuss to do with the world you've created, even as I say, if it is as close to reality as it can be, is part of your world building that you do. And there is definitely world building that does occur in Cozy Mysteries. In the Amish Candy Shop by Amanda Flower, that series, the world building includes Amish law, it also includes candy making, but it also includes Harvest, Ohio, the fictional world itself, where Bailey King is. If we are looking at the S.E. Cobb Senior Sleuth Cozy Mystery series, this book is set most of the time at a nursing home called Happy Haven. Happy Haven is the world that we are focusing on. This is a fictional nursing home. So yes, we want to learn a little bit about what differs this nursing home to others and its residents and the workers who work there and things like that. The world building is very integral. But the problem is, if you are going to just put it out there for your first 1, 2, 3, 4 chapters, world building until that word doesn't sound like a word anymore, then it is going to bore your reader. One of the best bits of information that I've always that I heard in the past and have always stuck to is this: it is so much better to show someone your world rather than tell them your world. Telling them is very much exposition. It is paragraphs upon paragraphs upon paragraphs upon paragraphs of standard prose. Whereas when you are showing someone something that is going on, you can have it introduced through your character. For example, you can have the prose there with a lot of exposition saying that this cafe is very different for this particular reason, and it is very competitive in the business world because of this, and this. Or you can have your main character having a discussion with a new customer that has come into the cafe, and that discussion just so happens to tell us different things about what makes this cafe so different. Showing it is going to be a whole lot more entertaining than just telling it. So yeah, too much of that is going to potentially lead your reader to DNF. And now let's move on to any book that's outside of book 1 in your series, book 2, 3, 4, and so on. I understand that there is this thing out there where cozy mystery authors are assuming that readers are going to pick up their books anywhere in the series, so you have to explain how your protagonist has gotten where they are in that 10th book in the series. I'm just not a fan of it. Maybe it's just me, but I'm definitely a series purist. I'm going to start with book number 1 and then go on to 2 and then 3 and then 4. It just feels weird to me to pick up book number 10 as my first book and then book 20 and then book 1 and then book 7 and then book 5. So for someone like me, if I'm reading 20 books and you continue to tell me I'm thinking of a specific example here. And you continue to tell me in every single book, you were adopted when you were younger, you ran away from home, your brother helps give you pocket money so you could run away, and your mother wasn't the best mother, but now you're slowly starting to reconnect. It's gonna annoy the reader. Tonya Kappa's Campers and Criminals is the example I'm referring to there. Mae West tells us, Tonya Kappa tells us through Mae West in every single subsequent book from book 1 onwards about how Mae was adopted and then she ran away and her brother helped her and her mum didn't have a good relationship, and it just gets incredibly annoying. We don't need the info dump. And in fact, if it had become a show rather than a tell, it would be a lot more interesting. Let's have Mae and her mother have a discussion in book number 5, where her mother says something like, now I know when you were younger, Maybelline, we did not get on, but now look at where we are. That is a much better way to do it than just putting out an info dump. So, yeah, some other solutions include sprinkle world building naturally. Let us learn about the sleuth through witty dialogue, actions, or small quirks. Reveal the town in lived-in moments instead of pages of description. So, number 3 is the pacing drags. Nothing actually happens for chapters. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you are a cozy mystery author, you need to be aware that some people are going to read your books for the sake of the cozy theme, some people are going to read it for the sake of the mystery, and some people are going to read it for a combination of both. For those who are going in for just the mystery, yeah, it can certainly get to the point where nothing is happening and they're getting bored. But even those who are going in for the cozy theme side, why are we having our protagonist talking nonsense? And I mean talking nonsense. If the cozy mystery is set in a cafe and we have the main character talking to her best girlfriend about crushes that she has in the town for an entire chapter and then continuing it on in the next chapter, we get to a point where we're just screaming as readers, who cares? We are not here for the crush conversation. We are here for the mystery. We are here for the cozy theme. You set up your cozy theme to be a bakery. Why aren't we spending more time in the bakery? It is a cozy mystery. Where is the mystery? Why is this reading like a romance? Why is nothing happening? So, the solution for this is give us momentum. End early chapters with a question, an uneasy moment, or a cliffhanger that pulls us forward. Even a cozy should feel alive and moving. Yes, very much so. It should feel like it is alive and that it is moving forward and not that it's going to become stagnant. Oh, I love this next one. So you're penning your first 100 pages in your first cozy mystery, and you have, in those first 100 pages, introduced us to 50 characters. I get it. You don't want us to know who the killer is, so the more people you give us, the more confused we are gonna be. The problem is when you go for quantity over quality in your first 100 pages, your readers are going to be confused. Unless they have a whiteboard, a blackboard, or something akin to a mind map, they are gonna forget who everyone is. Now, you may think as the cozy mystery author, this is a really good idea because they're not going to know who the killer is, and then when they get to the end, they're going to be really happy when they find out it was Andrew and they don't even remember Andrew. Wrong! When they get to that point of finding out it was Andrew, not remembering who Andrew is, and then all of a sudden remembering that Andrew was the second customer that came into the cafe in chapter 1, he ordered a cappuccino and then we never saw him again, they are going to be frustrated with you. And if they pick up the second book in your series, they are going to be doing so very warily. They are going to be concerned with every new character that you show them. And if it happens again, they'll DNF your series if they haven't done so already. It is all about quality over quantity. If you're going to have main characters that continue to appear in your series, keep them a close-knit, small circle of people. Try to not go for more than 5, because any more than 5 may be very hard to wrap your head around. But if you are introducing every single cast of characters that lives in your supposed small town, and it's all happening in the first 100 pages, you are going to confuse your reader. Now, the solution here is introduce the cast gradually. Focus on 2 to 3 core characters at first, then let the town bloom naturally as the sleuth investigates. Yes, that's a very good point, because as they investigate, we should be able to tell who is just someone that is there to fill in a scene, which is totally fine, versus someone who is going to be an integral character for the reveal, which I'm going to put another little asterisk in here. If your reader can't work out, even if your reader gets the reveal at the end of the book of the whodunit, and they can't go back and say, oh yeah, I should have seen the signs, this, and this, there may be a problem. So, again, why are you introducing 50 characters in the first 100 pages? There's really no need to do that, and if it is to confuse your reader, yeah, they may not work out who the killer is by the time they get to the end of the book, but it's going to be an unsatisfying reason as to why they couldn't work it out. There are satisfying ways for the reader to not know who that killer was. Absolutely, you can do that. But if it's because you're hiding that murderer in 50, 60, 70 different characters you've introduced by the time we get to the end of the book, it's not going to be satisfying. I'll just say that right now. It's not going to be satisfying. Next one. The sleuth just sits around reacting. They're not interesting yet. Yeah. Oh, goodness me, yes. There is nothing worse than a passive sleuth in a cozy mystery. Over the years, there's a lot that I've needed to learn as a cozy mystery reader, let alone someone who is starting to pen my own cozy mystery series myself. And one of those things is, one of the biggest reasons that a cozy mystery is defined as a cozy mystery is because we have an amateur sleuth that is trying to solve the investigation. Now, there are many other things that make up a cozy mystery, don't get me wrong, but the most predominant reason why a cozy mystery differs from a standard mystery, from what I've been told, and I now agree, is that we are following an amateur sleuth. But if that amateur sleuth is being incredibly passive, it is not going to be satisfying. If that amateur sleuth is working in the hair salon, and every client that comes in gives them more and more information, they haven't even asked the question. The clients are all just very talkative, and they're giving the salon owner all of the information. The salon owner writes it down, reports it to the cop, and bada bing, bada boom, they've solved the case. It's not going to be entertaining. You want to have a proactive amateur sleuth in your series, even if they are someone who doesn't want to solve the mystery, which to me is usually more satisfying when the main character doesn't actually want to solve the mystery, and yet somehow they are forced to do so. Find a way to have them be proactive. In the case of an amateur sleuth that doesn't want to solve the murder, okay, let's make it that their business is going to remain closed until the mystery is solved. So they need to solve this murder pronto to open up their business again. Otherwise, they're not going to make money and they're going to go out of business. Or maybe there is a false arrest with the best friend, the partner, the husband, the wife, the, I don't know, the town dog. I don't know why we would arrest the town dog, but something that's actually going to have the amateur sleuth not only want to solve the case, but to be proactive about it. I'm going to go out and talk to Nancy and Simon and John and George and Sam and Coco, and I'm going to ask them all these questions and find out where they were or what they know and what's going on and piece it all together. Yeah, if you're going to have a not so proactive amateur sleuth, it's going to really weigh down your cozy. So make the sleuth proactive from the start. Show us their curiosity, their sense of humor, their quirks, something that makes us want to spend a whole series with them. These final two really do go together, so I'm going to read them as one. So the first one is, the tone feels flat or uneven. It doesn't feel cozy until halfway through. And the second and last one is, the hook, bookstore, tea shop, bakery, etc. doesn't actually show up until way later. Okay, so if the tone feels flat and doesn't feel cozy until about halfway through, that is not a cozy mystery to me. If you are making this extremely gritty for the first half of the book, and then suddenly at the 51% mark, it's all cozy, it's gonna seem very much off kilter. No. If you are making the active choice to pen a cozy mystery, the first word in that subgenre is cozy. It needs to be cozy. Even in a grittier cozy, what I'm finding is that subject matters will come up that are a little more gritty, but they are still cozy and warm when it comes to the world building. It's more the investigation that is more gritty. So you need to have the book be cozy and calming and sweet and loving from the very get-go. I was reading a book recently where the amateur sleuth found the dead body in sentence 1 of the book, and it really threw me off because when I'm going into a cozy, I at least want the first paragraph to be cozy. And I'm like, wait, you found this dead body right away, what the heck's going on? Then for 3 chapters, I kid you not, for 3 whole chapters, the amateur sleuth is either discussing that they've found their dead body, or they're trying to work out why the dead body was there, and not in a way that is meeting the cozy world into the dead body. No, it was just a focus on their dead body. If you want to do that, that's fine, but inject the cozy mystery, the cozy world into that. So have them find the dead body right away if they must. I would prefer that that didn't happen. At least in book number 1, give me that first chapter to get grounded. But anyway, fine. They find the body in sentence 1, that's fine. Then have them go to their profession, which is usually what the theme is. So go back to that antiquing shop, the bakery, the tea shop, the bookstore, the library, the animal rescue shelter, the whatever it is. Have them doing their job and writing that prose up as being extremely cozy. And while they're doing that, have them discuss the what was going on with that murder. Bring the charm early. Pets, banter, mouth-watering descriptions, or cozy shop details. Readers want that warm blanket feeling from page 1. Absolutely true. And as far as the hook is concerned, the hook not showing up until way later, I want to scream. But I won't. I'll just whisper this. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now imagine me screaming that. Why is it taking so long for the theme to show up? If you are gonna call your series, I'm trying to make something up, there are so many cozies out there, so forgive me. If you are gonna call your series the, Christmas stocking stuffer cozy mystery series, where you have a shop where people can come in, purchase a Christmas stocking, and then you have all the stuff to stuff in the stocking, and they stuff it in there, and then they buy the stocking stuffed already, and that is your theme, and you are not introducing that until halfway through the book. Why is it called that? Put your cozy hook front and center. Let us smell the scones, hear the bell above the shop door, or see the shelves of yarn. This is part of the magic that makes cozy mysteries cozy. Now, if there is anything that I have left out of what is critical to be placed in the first 100 pages, or what is critical to be left out of the first 100 pages, do not hesitate to let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you are so inclined, it'd be lovely if you could give this video a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. It would help me with the algorithm and show your appreciation. So thank you to those of you who do that. If you have any other comments, thoughts, and or questions, down in the comment section below is absolutely the place to leave it. Cozy Mystery authors, before I leave you on all of these big notes, just be aware of the two words in the subgenre to mysteries, which is cozy and mystery. Provided that you are providing both within the first 100 pages, or let's be accurate and say 50 pages, a cozy side that is well fleshed out, as well as a mystery that has begun, you'll be okay. If you're not doing both of these things, it's not a cozy mystery. If you're providing a ton of cozy but no mystery, it's going to read as a cozy contemporary or a cozy fantasy or a cozy something that's not a cozy mystery. If you've introduced the mystery but there's nothing cozy going on in the first 100 pages, then it's more of a mystery. Or if it's a grittier cozy, it may feel more like a thriller or even a horror. So the reason it is called a cozy mystery is because it is a hybrid of a cozy book that has a mystery in it. You need to make sure that you are including both, and those first 50 to 100 pages are incredibly integral to that. That is where I will leave it for this one. Then you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind. Please do love one another and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. Yeah! And until next time, happy reading and writing. Bye, everyone!